Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV PDAC 2025, and it's still the first day. And we are now here with Premier American Uranium, and Colin Healey, the CEO, is here with us. Welcome, and good day.
Thank you very much, Jochen. It's great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. We have spoken, I think, like 3-4 weeks ago, but still I want to use the opportunity to meet you in person, of course. I'm a shareholder of your company and want to disclose that also upfront because I'm a big uranium bull, you know that, as you are, of course. And I must say, I really liked it when you took over American Future Fuels with the Cepolleta project in New Mexico. And it looks like that you are really fast-tracking and you are in a nice, positive transformation this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're beating all expectations, especially my own with that asset. I mean, we acquired it in June. We completed the acquisition in June. There was no resource on the project when we negotiated the transaction and announced it. By the end of June of last year, we had a 23.5 million pound resource on the project. And now within about 12 months, we're going to be able to move that to a resource update and a preliminary economic assessment. So really moving it quickly, given what we thought we could accomplish when we first looked at it, and we liked it then.
Yeah, fantastic. And I think you have also used some advantages in the project itself because there was more there than you thought, right? Which you can use now and saves a lot of money, right?
Right, we are saving a bunch of money. It's the reason we are able to fast track this to PEA is largely because the historic data was so reliable. And also provided some information with respect to things like disequilibrium that the independent qualified people require to produce preliminary economics. Mm-hmm. With that resource update, or with the initial resource that we had last June, there was a couple of $1 million in spending that was recommended on that project ahead of the PEA. But going through our databases and looking at the information that we had, we realized we have hundreds of holes that validate the information that we need to proceed. So we made the decision to defer a couple $1 million to deliver some really tangible de-risking deliverables, including
Fantastic.
that resource update, which is going to hopefully grow the resource, and then tack a PEA on top of that so we can show the market what the project's going to look like.
Yeah, wow, I love that. But I think this is only the part of the north in the project when I look at your map, right? But still in the south, there is also a lot, I would say, cooking.
For sure. I mean, within Cebolleta, we do think that there's resource upside there for sure. Extensional drilling is going to take place. But, for the cost savings, it made a lot of sense to show the market what a mine scope would look like there. How many pounds can we produce, for what duration? And then the market will really have a model for when we go do drilling, hopefully in a higher uranium price environment. They'll be able to plug that information in as we produce it. Into a model that we've given them to show the value of that drilling and the value of each incremental pound that we can discover there.
Definitely, yeah. Well, it looks to me like the uranium market, because you were talking about that now, I have the feeling we are in the capitulation phase now, that everybody's like throwing the towel and says, I'm off. Yeah,
it's true.
And that's a bit crazy because we need so much uranium.
It is, and what people need to keep, you really need to stay focused on the supply-demand fundamentals here. The WNA thinks that we're going to need 300 million pounds of uranium supply by 2040. We've got major mines being depleted. Cameco just said on their conference call that people forget Cigar Lake's going to be depleted by 2036. We're 150 million pounds-ish of production right now. Trying to go to 300 million pounds a year by 2040 is going to be challenging. I don't think people really see where those pounds are going to come from, especially at this uranium price. Yeah. On top of that, term price is $80, spot price $65. As that differential increases, the more likely or the more attractive the carry trade is. And that carry trade, contracting pounds in the future, buying them in the spot market now and delivering them at a higher price, that will create some spot market demand that should be supportive of price. So there's a few mechanical reasons why we could be starting to see the bottom of uranium prices around here.
Absolutely. No, I see it the same way. I'm a bit reminded on 2007. And nobody believed it and then all of a sudden from 40 to 140 in 7 months. Sure, that was more financial speculation, but I think this time we have the real fundamentals, and this is the major difference.
Right.
Because when is a nuclear power plant the most expensive? When it's not producing power.
For sure. And I think there's a lot to that. And the difference, I would say, between 2007 and now, which I think this time it's a much better setup, is that there's an acceleration to the uranium sector and adoption of new nuclear that we didn't have back then. So you have a supply problem, you have uranium prices come up, supply comes online, it corrects some of the problem. But in that backdrop, we didn't have the potential for SMRs and advanced nuclear to shift the demand curve entirely. So I think this is different. We have a supply and a demand thesis around uranium this time.
Definitely. And I think we have a third thesis because we very seldomly had so many companies short. The short interest is crazy at some companies.
Yeah, it's one of the things as an analyst that I used to track and publish on every single week. I would report. Now, short interest, you don't have great visibility on it. It's not updated as often. It's not a daily thing. But yeah, we watch the trends, and there's a bunch of short interest in the market, which, I mean, you know what happens when the market changes its mind about the sector. You know, a 5-10% recovery in uranium prices, people start to get long uranium stocks again, and you get that short squeeze. So those companies being, or the sector in general being highly shorted does create leverage to the upside when it goes the other way. So I look forward to a short squeeze pushing stocks up.
Me too. I would love to. Definitely. Okay, last question. PEA you want to have for Cepolleta? Yeah, the resource estimate. What else is this year very important for you and the company?
So a couple of things are very important, but the first half of the year is going to be that New Mexico focus that you talked about, resource update, PEA, and then just as we're delivering that PEA, I think that if we're on track for early summer, which I think we will be, my goal here is to underpromise, overdeliver. But we will start drilling in July in Wyoming again. We drilled in Wyoming last summer into October, and with some very promising results. So we have a permit to go and drill at least 25 holes in Wyoming to continue the momentum that we started on our Cyclone project in 2025. So it's going to be a pretty newsy year from that point. New Mexico in the first half, but from July to October, Wyoming drilling. So on top of that, this whole company was formed around a consolidation strategy. So the M&A piece, I will say we can't talk too much about the pipeline, but we're working very hard on that pipeline and hope to deliver something on the M&A side as well.
Fantastic. Then I would say just deliver, please, us with good results, and we wish you extremely well.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Colin.
Thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Colin Healey, the CEO of Premier American Uranium. And I must say, I'm a shareholder of the company. I'm a big uranium bull, and I think this company is really having a lot of upside potential here. Cepolleta with the PEA and the mineral resource estimate, this is something which would really move the needle here. And also, as Colin said, with M&A and also with Wyoming, with the Cyclone project, yeah, it looks fantastic. And for that, the company is really undervalued. So check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from PDAC 2025.